Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Bitcoin report for the 1st of August, Monday. This is the bullish count. This is probably what's going on. So we've got wave 1 here, 2 here, 1 here, 2 here, 1 here, and 2 here. But I'm a long way from proving that to be the truth of the matter. Okay, so but it's just good to put things out there and then build a case towards them, you know. As it stands at the moment, it does appear that that the move up is not finished at this point, because it's difficult to count this as a corrective pattern to this particular point here. That's the issue with this. So really, even at this point here, if we looked at this as 1 and 2 here, and then 3 and 4 and 5 at this point, it would be, you know, even as a corrective move, it would be something, we'd be looking at it something like that. But this is the bullish pattern if you were like considering it, and yeah, I mean, I feel very comfortable with that, but obviously we need to, you know, build along with this situation. So if we go back to the, I just want to go back to the daily chart here where we normally start, and I think last time we spoke we were talking about there's two ways we can look at this. This is the two ways we're looking at the stock market, really. The move down in the stock market moves down as an ABC pattern, so it can be a low and we can just go all the way up from that point. But you know, without any sort of evidence, it's a little bit hard to validate that story. The only way that I can validate that story is basically having the US dollar index having a top in place, and I think that that's quite a good start to look at things, you know. So we'll just go, you've probably seen this in other videos as well, but I think it's interesting because it goes back to the 2008 days, and we've got 1 and 2, and a nice 5-wave structure up here for 3, and ABC for 4, and up for 5. So I've been working this to the downside from the top here, and it does appear that we've got an impulse wave. What I don't know at this point is, do we come back for an ABC and then move up again, or do we come down from that point? You know, do we continue to come down? But that's something I can work out. I've got a lot of time to do that. But because that's got a top in it, that gives a lot of strength to the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq and all of those, you know, all the equity markets. You know, the S&P 500 is you know, 60 odd percent local money. Do you know what I mean? Like does products locally, especially the industrials and all of those sort of things. You know, the tech is a bit sort of further out there in that, and they've got a currency hedge to put up with. But this is quite supportive for the S&P 500. Okay, so if the S&P and the Nasdaq are going to go up, well then, wouldn't Bitcoin go up if it's being treated as a tech stock? I don't know. I mean, that's the only kind of validation I can kind of give it at this point. But we're just building a case. So last time we spoke, we looked at it as wave 1 here and 2 here. Then I think I had I can't remember what I had over here. I might have moved it a bit, but it doesn't really matter. So, you know, I'm looking at it in a few different ways. Whichever way I look at it, I can see that it needs to go up further, and we just had a look at that little wave 1 here just a moment ago on the 20k tick chart. So yeah, we need to push higher. So there's a couple of steps along the way. It looks like this first move here is 1 2 3 4 5. I think that's sort of what we're in for here. I need to validate that with the stock market as well. The stock market, I've got a bit of a top coming in. If I can just bring the S&P 500 up for a moment, because it's just sitting there. I've got to use the Nasdaq or even Apple or anything. But basically, we're looking for 1 2 3 4 5 for wave 3 to come into play, and 4 5. So we're looking for that little top to come in play here. But the market could go further than that. But I have to count one step at a time, you know. So this is still a little bit of an issue at that point. But I do feel that we will be going up here. And one of the reasons I feel that we'll be going up here is because that little pattern in here is corrective. Now, I'm just going to bring Ethereum across. So that little pattern just in here with Ethereum here, because Ethereum's more bigger and uglier, I can count 5 waves down here as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, yeah, and then ABC here, and then you could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, or some sort of ABC here. Or the point being is that it's not 5 waves at this point coming down here, right? This is corrective. All of this is overlapping wave structures. I mean, you could look at it as an A wave to here, a B wave to here, and a C wave to come down. I'm not quite sure about that. I haven't pondered my navel on that one too much, but what I can say, it's corrective, and it's sitting on this 1650, which is a medium level here that carries a fair bit of weight. 16 is important, 17 is important here. The next important number up here is 18. But what I'm trying to say here is this has got 5 waves. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We counted up last week. Well, not quite true. I did have that sitting over here somewhere, but anyway, slight thing, nothing to really sort of whip myself about. But yeah, look, so this could pull back down here too. That's the 50-60%, but it still don't matter. This first move here is corrective, so all of this is going to be a corrective pattern, and this accumulation process here will just push this straight up to 2000. That's what will happen. So this leg here is just that leg here. So that's why I can pretty confident to also say that we're going to get that 3rd, 4th and 5th wave up here. So that's pretty exciting, isn't it? So, but what I don't know is basically when we get to the end up here, you know, what's going to occur at that point. So we still got, you know, still a long way to go to get to the 50-60% retracement level up here for this, and that's pretty much what we're looking at. You know, we're looking at this as being an A wave, a B wave and a C wave. The C wave can come down here, but at the same time there's a 50-50 bet that we could just go straight up from that point there as well. I don't know, you know, I can't tell you that, but I can tell you we're going higher, and we should be getting up here somewhere. So the next question is really how do we get up there, you know? So if this little move here, for example, is wave 1 and 2 that we just had a look at on Ethereum here, we counted all this up. We did the same for Bitcoin as well. We can look at that in a moment. So we've got this 1 and 2 here, and that's that little 1 and 2 in here. So we'll get 5 waves here. So we'd have to look at this as being wave 1 and 2 here as well. So that means that if I can just borrow these, that means the top of that's going to be the 3rd wave there. So I'll just move those out of the way. And then there'll be the 4th wave here, and then the 5th wave here. So at minimum, we're going to get something like that, you know. So that will be wave 4 and 5 there. So it looks like we're going to be bullish for a little while. And I have to say, you know, when you think of, I'm just sort of thinking off the side of my head there. Let's just have a little look at Apple for a moment, because I've got the same thing going on with Apple. Let's just go back to the daily chart with Apple, because Apple's kind of leading the way to the upside. And what I want to say, Apple's kind of got moved up the most, you know, and we can count it up as 5 waves of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's chuffing up there, and we've got a little bit more to go up there, and so on. Don't need that noise. We don't need that. But there's 2 things we're thinking about with Apple. So is that we can look at all of this leg here as the A wave, the B wave up here with an A, B and C, and then down for the C wave here. I looked all weekend at quite a few stocks, and I think there's a better case of having a low in place here. We're going to continue straight to the upside, and Apple is leading to the upside. But what I was just thinking then, because with Apple here, counting this up here, we've got a little bit more to go up here, a little 4-5 to go up here, and then that should be the top. But you know, I could count this easily differently. I could just count this as 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and so on up here, and take us, just continue going up here. But I'm thinking, you know, when you think about it, if we come back to Bitcoin here for a moment, because all the lows here are in line with the stock market on the 17th of June. It was a little bit different here on the 20th or 18th of June, or 17th, 18th, whatever. And over here on, it's the 13th, 16th of June. You could probably, anyway, these lows really are the same date for everybody, you know. And this move here, this whole move here is more like Amazon's move, you know. I think we looked at that before. But if you can get a visual on that there for Bitcoin, and have a look at Amazon, this is 100 ticks. But all of this sort of move here, you know, I could certainly easily take that up to be bullish at that point. But this looks like Amazon to me, you know. Amazon, and there's other stocks like that as well. But anyway, what I just thought about then on the hop was that if this is going to go 1 and 2 here, and 3, 4, 5 just for the third wave here, then I still need to add that to it as well. So if I need this leg 1, 2, and then 3, 4, these 4 legs here, well, if I add 4 legs to Apple here, well, even 3 to the upside here, so even 1, 2, and 3 legs to the upside, well, we're going to be way up here. Do you know what I mean? So then instead of having wave 1 here, I'll probably have to have wave 1 up here somewhere, you know, and wave 2 coming back and then pushing up higher. So that's interesting, isn't it? Because if they're all moving together, then if we still got these legs here, that's going to take Apple way up here. So that's going to turn them bullish, isn't it? So the idea that this wave C here is in place rather than the A, the B, and the C is pretty dominant at this point, I'd say. So I think that's good. We can go in and have a little look at this little move here, because that's what we were looking at last week. So I'm just looking at it as wave 1 and 2 here, and then wave 1 and 2 here. So this little top here is a little bit different than Ethereum in that regard. It's a little bit tighter, where Ethereum's is you know, all the way over here. It's more of a sideways pattern, but and I've got them labeled differently. I'm just lazy, as 1 and 2 here, and 1 up here and 2 here. I'm not sure if I need to take that to put wave 1 up here and have this as an A and a B and a C. That's also viable as well. I was just sort of still mulling that over a little bit as an A, B, C pattern here. So that's possible. It's just that maybe I need to look at all of this here as a wave 4 triangle pattern here, some sort of A, B, C, D, E here for that, you know. And bring this wave 4 up into here and wave 5 up into here for that. Not that it matters, but you know, this is going to finish off in some way or another and then move up from that point. And I know that because looking at Ethereum here that we just looked at, is that, you know, this is but ugly across here, isn't it? I mean, it's got overlapping wave structures, so it's definitely some type of, I mean, I suppose we could look at it as wave 1 and wave 2, and then wave 1 and A, B, C for wave 2. No, but then when that top takes it out over here, you know. So I'm pretty sure this is corrective, and we're going to be going higher. So anyway, I thought that was... Anyway, that's interesting for that. So that would leave this as wave 1 and 2 in here, and then we would go up for wave 3, 4, and 5. So yeah, last week I said we'll be up at the 25,000. We didn't quite get there, but things are looking quite good. And I would only turn bearish if the 22 became the retested resistance, because that's group 1 of 20,000, and the idea is to try to find support on top of group 1 and then make a move up. And because we've spent a fair bit of time here, it won't spend much time at the 25, but it will give you a little classic trading levels pattern here before it pushes up further at that point. So just going back to that 20k sort of thing, it'll be overkill. So yeah, going back to here. So we'll burn through the 25 pretty quickly, and I think we'll be up, you know, up further up here. 26 group 2's in here, 26,500, and 28 there is important. But yeah, I don't see any other way we can finish that off. The only other way that that could fail from here is looking at this as an A wave to here, a B wave to here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But obviously this is overlapping this by a lot, so that doesn't really fit very well. And this is an A and a B and 5 waves for the C wave. So yeah, I don't think we could look at it as an A wave, a B wave, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for that. Possible. We'll see. Any move above that, any move above that high here, and you know that you're bullish at that point. Any move above here, and you'll know that it's setting this 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5 into action at that point. Because it can't finish off like this with another little high here. You have to give us 5 waves up here for that. So if that gets triggered, we're pretty much at 28-30k at that point. And the way that this has been snaking across here, accumulating and developing a support and starting to stretch itself up here, it will kind of mirror this a little bit. Some good news will come out, you'll see. Some story will come and fit the pattern. So yeah, there we go. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, so positive, exciting news. Alrighty, cheers.